It is good to be uncomfortable. I've never met anybody who was terribly creative or gifted or strong in leadership who was also comfortable. It's always those people who say, is there not a cause? Those exceptional people who are uncomfortable with the times and rise to the challenge because they refuse to allow the chaos around them to determine the conqueror within them. People who resist the toe to go down and stand fiercely in spite of opposition and say, I'm going to do it anyway. It is the chaos of the time that creates the conqueror in the man. So when God gets ready to reveal to you what you have in you, he will often place you in the midst of chaos to push you.
But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody could be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. How you handle it, that's where the growth takes place.
It is the insecurity of the times that defines who you really are. You will not be challenged in your convenience. You will be challenged in your chaos. Opportunity comes in chaos. A chance to stand up, a chance to get it right, a chance to make a U-turn. Stand still and let the chaos run from you.
We all live in this bubble. What you gotta do to get the life that God wants you to have, you gotta put more air in your bubble. You got to blow your bubble up. Expand yourself. Take yourself out your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it. You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it.
Every so often, no matter who you are, where you live, or how much faith you have, or what you drive, trouble comes right to your house. It meets you at the door. It challenges you in ways that you cannot always control or correct, and you have to endure. Endurance is a part of crushing. To talk about crushing and talk about enduring seems like an oxymoron, because who can endure being crushed? But we do. Every day, we are crushed in ways that people cannot see. I warn you that recovery has pain. We know that injury has pain, but recovery also has pain. And if you're going to be healed, you have to endure the pain. And crushing is the idea and the notion that life does not stop to accommodate your comfort. That situations and demands will not stop just because you are in a bad place or a bad moment. And some kind of way, every now and then, you have to press above the pain and keep moving. And we must realize it's the ending that matters. That God's thoughts toward us are good, that we might have an expected end. But he didn't say anything about the middle. And so as we endure the pain and go through the agony like being misunderstood, agony of not feeling loved, agony of being underemployed or unemployed, agony of losing a job or a spouse or a loved one. I mean real agony. I'm not talking about you lost your parking space. I'm talking about real agony that tries your soul, that pushes you to the breaking point, that you feel like you're gonna bleed through your skin. You have to know that that does not mean that you're not recovering. That recovery hurts too. Confronting old issues and digging out old wounds, that's hurtful stuff and difficult to talk about, but if we don't get to the root of it, we'll never be well. Sometimes God allows us to go through surgery, and the recovery period may take a while, but that does not mean that we're not getting better. What it does mean that once you make a commitment to go through the process, you have to be prepared to endure the pain, because the pain is a part of the process. And today, if you are suffering and in agony and in turmoil and feeling disconnected from the world and like life is passing you by while you wrestle with and grapple with the atrocities and the vicissitudes of life, I want you to know that tomorrow is coming. And if you can endure this moment and withstand this agony, if you can endure the darkness of the night, it can be a long night. It can be a long night. But I've never seen a night so long that it didn't eventually give way.